What's up, everyone? Major League Soccer announced a new historic media rights deal with Apple yesterday, which will make the tech giant the exclusive home to every single Major League Soccer game globally for the next decade. The deal is reportedly worth at least $250 million annually, or $2.5 billion over 10 years. That's 2.8 times more than the $90 million MLS currently earns from its TV deals with Fox, ESPN, and Univision. But there is one interesting caveat to this deal. The $250 million is really just a minimum guarantee, because as Apple TV rolls out an MLS subscription product, Major League Soccer will have the opportunity to earn additional revenue through subscription sales. MLS Commissioner Don Garber says, "What's different here is traditionally media companies pay rights fees, and then you sell ads. This is a partnership, and that partnership's core is a subscription business that we're going to build together, and we're going to get a guarantee against the revenues that will be achieved on the subscription business. Then we go over those guarantees, we'll have the opportunity to make more money, which is really unique in sports media." And there are also several other unique features to this deal. Major League Soccer will now produce all of its own matches, bearing additional production-related costs, but guaranteeing uniformity across all of its broadcasts. An undetermined amount of MLS games will be broadcast for free within the Apple TV app, and the new subscription service will have every MLS game with no blackouts. While Major League Soccer also says that all season ticket holders will receive free access to the new service, and the plan is for most MLS games to be broadcast on Saturday nights, so the league can offer a whip-around show like NFL Red Zone as part of the new streaming service on Apple TV+. And that's without mentioning that Major League Soccer is still reportedly trying to work out a linear television deal with ESPN, Fox, and others. Although this will only be a few games a week, at most, and shouldn't be a big number because all games will be simulcast on Apple TV. But while this sounds like a great, innovative, and exciting new deal for Major League Soccer, I'm not sold on the fact that it's as good as everyone else thinks, and here's why. First, I think the elephant in the room is that Major League Soccer is a growing sport that is trying to get in front of as many people as possible, and a deal like this on a streaming platform like Apple obviously hinders that. Because for all the faults that cable TV might have, it's still a bigger distribution platform than Apple TV+. Secondly, the $250 million guaranteed number might look good on paper, and maybe Major League Soccer can even make some additional money off subscription sales, but ultimately the number is a little bit deceiving, because not only did Major League Soccer have to give up local TV rights as part of the deal, which Forbes estimates that the Major League Soccer clubs might earn up to $80 million plus each year on, but they also have to pay all production-related costs, which at $40,000 to $50,000 per match could add up to tens of millions of dollars annually. Mike Ozanian at Forbes broke this down perfectly. He said, "As part of the deal, MLS will have to forego local media rights. That money needs to be subtracted for a fair assessment of the deal. Assume each of the 28 MLS clubs currently get an average of $3 million for local rights. So slice $84 million a year from the Apple tie-in. That makes it worth less than $170 million a year." So why did Major League Soccer agree to this deal with Apple? Well, that's a complicated answer, but I think part of it involves the valuations and the financial metrics that are driving growth across Major League Soccer today. For example, the average Major League Soccer team is now worth about $550 million. That number has more than doubled in just the last 3 years alone, and several teams, like Los Angeles FC, Atlanta United, and the LA Galaxy, are now quickly approaching billion-dollar valuations. But the interesting part is that most of this growth has actually been driven by expansion fees, because over the last 5 years, Major League Soccer has announced several high-price expansion franchises. Cincinnati and Nashville each paid $150 million. St. Louis and Sacramento paid $200 million each, and Charlotte paid an MLS record $350 million in expansion fees. And given expansion fees are evenly distributed throughout the league, those multi-million-dollar expansion fees ended up artificially inflating revenue numbers, and in turn, valuations. For example, according to Forbes, the 23 teams that played in Major League Soccer during 2018 combined for $100 million in losses. Even worse, only 7 of those teams turned a profit, and of those 7 teams, only 3 of them made $1 million or more. So while Major League Soccer clubs reported annual revenue of $800 million in 2018, they brought in almost half of that in expansion fees alone in 2019. And once you remember that Major League Soccer clubs currently receive a 12 times revenue multiple because of future growth prospects, individual team valuations start to look slightly overvalued. Why? Because with roughly 30 teams that are currently playing or will be playing within the next few years, Major League Soccer is about to reach full capacity. And when the $350 million expansion fees dry up, a large multi-billion-dollar media deal becomes much more important. And when you add in the fact that Major League Soccer is currently averaging less than 300,000 viewers per game on ESPN right now, my guess is that Commissioner Don Garber and other MLS executives were unable to find a linear television partner that was willing to pay the $300 million annual fee that they've been publicly floating around for months. Now, that doesn't mean that this is a bad deal. It's still a big jump from their $90 million annual contract previously, but the details are important. And while streaming services will undoubtedly be a large part of media rights in sports going forward, I personally believe that Major League Soccer might have sacrificed some long-term growth for short-term dollars. And on that front, I would love to be proven wrong, but only time will tell.